Hello everybody, this is a quick video demonstration on step-by-step instructions to install a round patio. I found a nice little patch of my yard that I want to be able to put a patio set in, then I'm going to set a fire pit right on top of it, but I'll quickly kind of show you what I did. So this particular patio set's going to be decently sized. It's about 8 foot in radius, 16 feet in diameter. So what I did was I marked it all the way around with a teal spray paint at exactly 8 feet from center. This is the center dot. And then I also caved it out with a spade shovel all the way around. So you can see where I've started. And then after that, you take this little tool, which is a sod cutter, and cut little strips like I've done here. And that's easier to roll the sod out and be able to replace it and move it elsewhere throughout the yard. So I'm gonna finish doing this and I'll get back to you. Okay guys, this is what we did last night before it got too dark. So what we did is we cut out this little trench as we did like little layers of sod. You can see how I've cut the rest of it out in about 1.5 foot strips by about 2 to 3 foot strips. So it's easier to move around and place it elsewhere. We moved over in the corner here. It's because that's really a bare area, so we need to get more sod over there. But when you move sod like this, you gotta make sure you water it really well before and after, because it's a living organism and it kind of freaks out on you if you start to move it out of its ordinary area. So what I would like to show you here is kind of exactly what I did. The reason why I went this deep is because it's supposed to go about 6 inches deep, and then you do a layer of paver base and then a layer of leveling sand. I'm doing an actual layer of pea gravel, which is cheaper, and then paver base and then leveling sand. So you're gonna see over here I have bags and bags and bags full of paver base, pea gravel, and leveling sand. And then inside my trailer I have all my patio block kit that allows for this big circle to be filled. So if you can see a little bit closer, I have all these little cuts in the sod. So after, when I watered it, when I did this, it absorbed the water that much faster. So it's gonna soften the ground. Like over in this area, I happen to have really hard clay underneath, and it was almost impossible just to cut through the sod. So by watering it really well, it's going to soften the ground. You let it sit overnight, and then come tomorrow I should be able to take all this up pretty easily and then go ahead and dig into the ground. So this is where I move the sod to here, and then I'll just do another video here shortly as progress comes along and let you know where I did. Thanks. Hey guys, finally got all the sod out. Took a long time, but I just wanted to show you kind of what I'm doing now. So what I did is I'm measuring 6 inches in depth from the level of the sod all the way around, and then moving the dirt throughout my yard. The reason why I'm doing this is because the actual bricks that's going to create the patio are about 2 inches thick, and then you have about 2 inches of base and 1.5 inches to 2 inches of leveling sand. Some people just do 1 inch of leveling sand and then a lot of base. That's fine as well. Just as long as it comes up to a total of 6 inches. That way it's going to help prevent a weed block. But I am going to spray a bunch of weed killer before I put any of the sand or base paver sand in, just to make sure that no weeds come in. So right now that's kind of where I'm at. Just digging. I went a little too deep in the middle trench there, so that's going to be filled. So it's going to be about this, just this depth all the way across. So I got a lot of work to do, and I'll let you know when it's done. Thanks. Okay, so I got all the dirt out. And right now I've just leveled it as best as I possibly could. What I did is I took some snap string and tied it to the center post at 6 inches above, level with the sod. And then just kind of took it all the way around and kept measuring to see where the high and low spots were. And just added some sand where needed and took some away. Now what I'm doing is I'm going around the entire area of the dirt and tampering in as hard as I can to keep it as flat as possible, to make a solid base. Then I'll be putting in my pea gravel, paver base, and then leveling sand in that order. And then what I did really well is I put a ton of preen weed preventer in, so this should help big time. And I also sprayed for weed and grass killer right before this. So hopefully we don't need any landscaping fabric. This should do the trick. But if you decide you want to use landscaping fabric, that is one option for you. And once this is all tampered in, I'll show you how the pea gravel will look. Thanks. Alright, so I have about 15 bags of pea gravel here that I've spaced out evenly so I don't have to rake it as far. I'm just gonna slice through with the utility knife right where it's at and just spread it about on a very thin layer, and that just creates another solid base with some filtration, so water and everything can go down into the dirt that I've packed down pretty tightly. After that will be some paver base. I'll show you when it's done. All right, so this is the pea gravel all tampered down. Just a very, very, very thin layer. I'm not trying to do for very high at all, because all this paver base here is going to be creating the height that I want, and then above that will be leveling sand, about an inch of it, and that should leave about 2 inches perfectly for the pavers, so it should come flush to the sod. So I have 20 bags of paver base here. Sorry for sounding out of breath. It's definitely get your workout in moving these bags all over the place. But I'm gonna get these all leveled out nicely, and I'll show you when this is done. Thanks. Okay, here's about 25 bags of paver base, and it went about an inch for me, so I have a lot of space here to fill. So I may have gone a little too deep with digging, because or I just didn't get enough bags of paver base, but this is what it covered. So when I did my measurement with my string along the sod, it's gonna be about 5.5 inches left, and then I'm gonna do about an inch exactly of leveling sand, and then the 2-inch pavers. So it's gonna come pretty close, and then when it gets to the edge, you just kind of backfill it with dirt, so it's just a slight decline if anything. I'd rather have a decline than an incline so people aren't tripping, so it should be okay. But after this, we'll be doing the leveling sand. I'll kind of show you how to do that. Basically, you take a couple 1-inch PVC pipes I have laying over here, separate them about 2-3 feet from each other, and then take just a 2x4 board such as that and just drag it along the PVC pipe with the leveling sand. I have about 30 bags of leveling sand here, so hopefully that'll be enough. And you want to save a little bit extra to put over the top of the pavers, so you can kind of pack it in. Not gonna take much. You just sprinkle a little bit and then just brush it with a push broom all throughout, and that should keep it so it won't move on you. But also at the very end, I'm gonna do an edging. It's a landscaping edging that's meant for pavers that keeps it in place as well. So it's not gonna go anywhere, and it's gonna look really good for you many years to come. All right, we'll show you the next step here shortly. Hey guys, all right, I'm gonna show you how I'm doing this leveling with the 1-inch PVC piping. You just wanna space it out just shorter than what the length of your 2x4 board is, and you just wanna put a couple bags of this leveling sand right in front of it. So as you go down, you just push the whole pile right along these rails, and it gives you exactly an inch. So as you're sliding it, this should fill in all the cracks perfectly. And if you have too much, you just pull it back. The reason why I'm not going all the way to the edge is because I made it a little bit longer than I wanted to. We're doing outside edging that'll lock the pavers in place so they don't move. So I'm going to continue going all the way around and then into the middle, and then you start from the middle out. So you're not supposed to walk on this. And we'll show you when we're done. Thanks. Alright, so I've started putting in the paver blocks in the pattern that it says to do. So what you're going to want to do is make sure you separate all the necessary pieces. You have G, B, A, F, and then an H, I believe. You only use a few of the H's and only one F, which is the center. But when I leveled out about a semicircle, or I didn't do this side yet because you're not supposed to walk on this, except my dog did, so I'm going to have to fill that up. So that's why I'm just going to keep going around and then adding sand as I go. But when you're tapping these pavers in, to make sure that it's level, you just want to make sure it's level with the one it's touching. And then that'll make it a level pattern all the way across. And then I already had a nice downward slope going this way for water to drain off. So it should be level, there shouldn't be too many uneven edges. I just kind of use the lightly tap with the rubber mallet to get it into place. But that's where we're at right now. We're going to go about double that size. And then at the very end, you do the outside edging. And we'll show you when we're done. All right, this is the final project of the patio. It's 9.5 foot in diameter. I have extra on here. We're gonna put some river rock all the way around for better seating, so we can make sure that it's perfectly level and kind of fill the void here. And then on the outer edge, we put this edging that you snip in all the little open areas that allows it to curve, and then just hammer in stakes every about 4 holes. And went all the way around with that, and then you took a bag of sand and lay it on the top here, and then you just take a push broom and just slowly spread it around all the way until it fills all the cracks. When you're done with this, you gotta water it down very good, very well. And then once you're done with that, you gotta do it a second time because a lot of this is gonna settle. And then once the final project's all done, I'll show you again. Thanks. All right, here it is, everybody. Long time coming. This is our nice little patio project with fire pit. Adding the river rock around with the different colors makes our fire pit pop a little more, which is kind of nice. We did buy them separately, obviously. But the reason why we went with this one is A, it's really light. I was able to move this myself. It's hollow underneath, and there's slits all the way around to allow for heat underneath to escape. So it's not going to affect the patio blocks underneath. And it's got a cover and everything, so it's nice. I don't know if I got this out. Hay needle? I think hay needle's where I got it. So I think it was like 165 bucks for a 35 inch. So 9.5 foot patio round. And then the rest of it's kind of where the chairs are going to be, which is the nice little river rock that I just moved from my front yard to my backyard. Just I wanted to get out of the front yard. So this is the final project. I'd love to hear your comments. If you just please post below. Let me know how I did. Thanks.